Good morning, beautiful being. It's great to see you, and it's lovely to be outside. It's just ridiculous that I'm wearing a hat because it was raining about half an hour ago, but this is how it is, and I'm seizing the opportunity. The sun is actually peeping out from behind the clouds, and the moment it does that, there's glare. So, let me show you the garden. There's the crazy sedum. The last of the flowers. I need to cut them down. My phone's waking up. But look, see, proof. I'm not making it up. It was raining. Hi. Lovely to see you, Carrie Ann. And look, we've got Spanish iris, which are beautiful. They're so pretty, even when they're drenched in rain. And behind them, you can see the snow carpet rose. Get you up close to some of the flowers. They're so pretty. And you can see there's a little violet down there as well. It's a really small violet, but it's pretty gorgeous. Here you go. You can see inside. So, yeah, small and wonderful things, and then large and brilliant lilies. There you go. So it's all very pretty. A weed in here, you wouldn't know it. But we have the wonderful aucuba, which I really enjoy. It's so brilliant and bright, and right behind it, look at the contrast there. The purple foliage of the cotinus, and then there's the tree fern, which is actually in the neighbour's garden. I love foliage, it doesn't go away. Flowers come, flowers go, but foliage is not quite forever, it's for longer. There's a rose that's going to start flowering, and we've got iris, and we've got, look, the white phylacterum coming into bud. So it's all happening here. And there's the fuchsia. Yeah, I love showing my garden to everybody. And look, rain-drenched roses. This rose has a name. It's called Compassion, and you can probably see why. Isn't it glorious? It's got a beautiful scent. This one is even more perfect. So there you go, the Compassion rose. And we have Cecile Brenner back here. This is an old rose, this one. These loose floppy blossoms, but really cute little buds. And the willow elm rose is coming out. It's all happening, you know. It's all happening here. So this is a floribunda. It has massive heads of flowers. And that's just the first of what will be many. It's not as big as it's been, but that's because the cherry was shading it, and the cherry's been pruned, which is why there's light coming through. And look, we've got some very late flowers. Hope you can see them there, just in the V. And yeah, I mean, it clearly has been wet. Look at that. That's just the picture of a rain-drenched garden. And there's a magnolia tree with old flowers on, but they still smell good. Just have a look inside. There you go. There you can see inside. I love this tree. It just keeps going and going and going. Most magnolias are shorter in their flowering season, but this one keeps going. And here's another rose, being wet and drenched. So, yeah, this is the garden. Now, turning this around. So one of you asked me a really good question, which basically is along the lines of, there's a whole ton of things happening in my life which are making me unhappy. And how do I change that, really? And the thing about things in our lives that we say are making us unhappy is that when you say that, you are giving your power away to the circumstance. You are saying that something outside of you gets to control how you feel inside. And we are hypnotized by the media and by society and by ourselves to believe that that's actually how it works. That, you know, me not being in the ideal relationship, or not knowing what my purpose is in life, or not having enough money, or being hungry, or being sick, or whatever it is a reason to feel bad. It's like, what the hell are you talking about, Maddie? These are all justifiable reasons to feel bad, by the way. They really are. We can always find a reason to feel the way we're accustomed to feeling. The challenge is that as long as we keep on feeling the way we're feeling, remember how you think and how you feel and how you behave creates your life. And if you want to create a different life, if you believe that that's true, then clearly something other than your life has to change if it's going to change. It's like, what? You mean I have to change before my life changes? Yeah, it's a big thing to get your head and heart around, because it's certainly, what? For me, for a long time. I did not get that. I really didn't understand it. But if you understand that your thoughts are literally like sending an order to the universal kitchen, and your feelings are literally like having a great old tornado sucking your order back to you, if you actually understand that that is a physical, quantum, kind of scientifically understood truth, because it is, then, oh my God, hadn't we better change the way we think and feel? Which is like, oh, that's a fantastic idea, Maddie. How the hell do you suggest I do that? Really? There's all this crap going on and I feel crappy about it. Come on, get real. Okay. Because reality is really intoxicating. Reality is really seductive. Reality is not reality, but it sure hurts when it bites you when you bump into it. How do you change your feelings? How do you change your thoughts independent of your circumstances? When you are really accustomed to letting your circumstances dictate your thoughts and feelings. That's the central problem that we all face day to day if we're choosing to create ourselves rather than just choosing to have life dictate to us how it's going to be. Oh, well, it hasn't happened. I'm upset that it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened for a long time. I can hope for it, but, I don't know how it's going to happen. I can't see how it's going to happen. Therefore, I just have to keep on hoping, and, this is how my life is. That was really, actually, more or less what I was doing until I learned something different. So, if you need to change how you think and how you feel, which automatically, by the way, upgrades your behaviour, period. If you need to change your thoughts and your feelings and therefore your behaviours and your experiences, which then have more thoughts and feelings, it's the cycle. But you're struggling to change how you feel because you're so used to and accustomed to feeling really crappy. And I was thinking, well, how do you do that? And there is a really simple way to do it. Gratitude, right? Oh, God, the freaking gratitude thing. Over freaking gratitude. So let me explain why, if you dive into this and commit yourself to it, gratitude, there's science behind why gratitude actually works. The first thing that happens if you make a decision in any one moment, oh dear, I think I just squashed a snail. I don't know. No, maybe it was just something on the lawn. If you make a decision, okay, I've got to change my state. Heck, I don't know how. I'm so used to feeling like this is crap, but I got to change it. Somebody said about gratitude. As soon as you start thinking about gratitude, oh, hi, Lena, I'm glad it's golden. I love this stuff. It's so good. As soon as you even think about gratitude, what are you not thinking about? Right? You just got your attention off the thing that you've been negatively obsessing over for however long. Hi, Sanchia! Great to see you. So that's the first thing that gratitude does for you. Now, by the way, you got your attention off it. Your body, however, is still busy feeling the emotions you were feeling before. So right now, before your brain and your body were agreeing about the fact that we are feeling miserable, now you've put your attention onto something else. So now your body and your brain are actually at odds with each other. It's important to understand this. So now your body wants to go back to where you were before, which was feeling miserable, and your brain is saying, hang on a minute, I want to think a different thought. Hopefully, please, somehow, with practice, to create a different feeling. Because feelings come after thoughts. So that's the next thing that happens. You get your attention off the thing you've been negatively obsessing about for however long. You put your attention on something else. Now your brain is somewhere else and your body's yet to catch up. Brain and body in two different places now. And that's where a lot of people get stuck, including me, before I understood this. Because you think, well, I changed my mind. I'm now looking for something to feel gratitude over. Why do I still feel like shit? That's why. body hasn't changed yet. Let me explain why. When you have a thought, that thought, without getting all technical, so it'll take too long, creates corresponding chemistry. Sandy, it's great to see you. Like the thought of Sandy jumping on, the thought of you jumping on, is like, makes me happy. It's like, yay! So that chemistry flows into my body. A sad thought makes chemistry happen in your body. And the more you think the same kind of thoughts, you have that feeling, right? Chemistry goes in your body, hormonal centers, you have feelings, you have emotions. And then your brain is spying on your body, and because it's spying on your body, it says, oh, this body's feeling sad now. By association, it goes looking for more things that are sad to think about. And those associations can be really wacky and wild, and they go sideways, and you think, how the hell did I start thinking about that? But believe me, there's a connection somewhere. So then you think another sad thought, and then you feel more sad chemistry, and then you think another sad thought, and you feel more sad chemistry, and you can do this for, I don't know, a day, a week, a month, 10 years, a lifetime, you know? So your body gets pretty used to it. And now you've decided that you're going to do gratitude, and you might have a little bit of work to do if you've been thinking the same sad, lonely, angry, frustrated, whatever it is, thoughts for however long. It can take a little while. That's why there's a fight going on. So, look for something to feel grateful for. And if you, and this happens sometimes, and if you think, I haven't got any bloody thing to be grateful for, you know, that just says, oh my God, I really am deep in this. I really don't want to change my state. I really am actually addicted to my negative emotions. Because by the way, those negative emotions at a chemical level, on the level of your cells, are actually extremely addictive. Stress hormones are addictive. So even though you feel like crap, and you don't want to feel like crap, your body is saying, oh, give me another hit of feeling miserable, please. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I need you to feel miserable. I want no fix. It's literally what it's like. There's another reason why the minute you start thinking about gratitude and you've been miserable for the last 6 months, it's not easy, because your body is actually an addict. It's now accustomed to being miserable, and you want it to feel something different. So realise you're going to have to knock on that door for however long it takes, and you don't know how long it takes, and that's another thing that gets people. If you understand this is what's going on, you won't feel discouraged, not so discouraged when you think, I'm just pushing shit uphill here. My body still just wants to lie down and die. But I'm thinking, what can I be grateful? Really, what can I be grateful for? Well, to start with, your breathing. You know, and you're listening to me. Oh my God. Do you know what it means that you're listening to me? You have the internet. You have a functioning device that allows you to do this. You have ears that can hear. You have eyes that see. You are not completely overwhelmed by pain or suffering or somebody saying you can't do that. You are free to listen to this broadcast. I don't know. I mean, really, it's not hard once you get started. It's like getting into a bloody cold pool of water to begin with. If you've been in resentment, frustration and sorrow and whatever it is for however long, moving into gratitude is like pulling teeth, but it gets easier when you and just find what works and realise this is the next thing that happens when you start to do. Yeah, it does. It can actually feel good to feel miserable. Totally. We can absolutely addicted to negative emotions. Really, you have to break that addiction. You have to break the habit of being yourself, your miserable self. You have to create a new habit of being your grateful self. So you do look for what works, and you notice, I mean, you listen to me, so, you know, you're breathing, right? Looking at the screen, thinking, what next? Oh, I'm seeing myself. Heck, that means I've got a phone that works. Oh my God, that means I've got the internet. Oh my God, that means the connection is fast enough. Oh my goodness, I'm standing here in my garden, I'm sharing with you. You know, it just goes sideways. The brain finds more things by association. So you fire that first grateful thought, and it is going to get a little bit easier to find the next one, and you just got to do it. And if you keep doing it, and I practiced this for days and weeks and months, okay, it was not easy. But it probably won't take you as long as it took me. If you practice it, you're going to find it's easier to get into that state and get the different juices flowing than it used to be. We really have to change our state. And this is one simple way to do it. Okay, checking the time. So the next thing that happens then is, and I've sort of demonstrated it, the next thing that happens is when you go looking for that grateful thing, whatever it is you're grateful for, your brain then goes into hunting mode. Again, it's no longer thinking about the whatever it was. It's now looking for something good. So instead of looking for something that's painful or bad, that it's used to obsessing over and replaying the emotion and the feeling and, oh God, how awful that is, it goes looking for something else. And so again, you're shifting your attention and you're starting to put your energy into something that is positive rather than the other thing. And if you keep doing it, sooner or later you are going to start to feel some degree of gratitude. Now, it might take you 5 things that you think of, it might take you 50. You might have to persist for a while. But if you understand that if you keep thinking thoughts of a different frequency, because remember, every time you have a thought, the thought's got to cross the synaptic space from one neuron to the next, and to do that it needs neurotransmitters, and the neurotransmitters are many different sorts, and they respond to frequency, so you get different neurotransmitters depending on the frequency of the thought. So if you're thinking the higher frequency thought of gratitude, just I'm so grateful I'm not dead, well, maybe I shouldn't be grateful, maybe I want to be dead, but right now I'm grateful that I'm not dead and I'm not in excruciating pain. There you are, I'm alive and I'm not in excruciating pain. Fantastic. I'm so grateful that nobody's shooting at me. Well, that's pretty good. I'm so grateful that it doesn't hurt me to breathe. I mean, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter how angry you are, as you are saying, or how sad or whatever, as you are saying this to yourself. And I do tend to say it out loud. If it's that bad, I want to hear myself say it because I get physically involved in it. Saying it and doing it is actually better for me than just thinking it, right? If you can't speak out loud, well, then you're just going to have to do it inside your own head. But sooner or later, God, I'm so grateful nobody's shooting at me right now. I am so grateful that nobody's shooting at me right now. I mean, really, oh my God, thank heavens nobody's shooting at me right now. It doesn't matter what you do. Sooner or later, you're going to change the thoughts that you're firing in your brain enough that you're going to get different neurotransmitters helping the signal jump across the synaptic space. And those neurotransmitters are going to send a different signal to your hypothalamus, which is going to send different neuropeptides to different hormonal centers, and you're going to have different chemistry, different feeling, which is what we want it for. We do it for the emotional payoff, to feel different. Everything that you think you need and want and desire in your life to feel happy, you need it, want it, and desire it because you think when you have it, you're going to feel happy or free or fulfilled or whole or whatever it is. But actually, we have the ability to generate these emotions ourselves, and this was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So I understand if you're thinking that. We have this ability to generate these emotions ourselves. And this is the kicker. Remember what I said at the beginning about the thought and the feeling and the behavior is actually creating your life? So if you change your emotion right in the middle of everything, and you can do that by finding things to be grateful for, because believe me, when you start looking and getting committed to it, you're going to find a ton of things where before you were only seeing crap. Why? Because when you're feeling crap, you're only looking for crap and you won't see good stuff, even though it's right in front of you. Change your state. You're going to see good things where you never saw good things for the last 2 years. So you become more open to the positive and the happy in life, and you become more open to opportunities and things that you would have completely missed because you were so down on everything can now make it into you. Just practice, Carrie-Anne. It is simple. It is simple. And it is sometimes easy and sometimes it's really hard. So it's a bit of a ride, okay? It's a bit of a, some days are like, oh, I can do this. This is okay. And then other days there's more triggers in your environment and you think, oh, shit, I'm pushing this crap uphill. But it doesn't matter because every time you choose it, you're making a choice away from that old habitual way of being, right? And expect it to, it's a skill. It's a skill. It is a skill. You can learn it. You can practice it. If you can learn to walk, if you can learn to talk, if you can learn to ride a bicycle, if you can learn to use the internet, you can learn to feel happy. It is a skill. You got to fire it and wire it in your brain long enough that it becomes habitual. Oh my God, do I know what this is like? It was hard. It gets easier. And the more often you practice it, the better. And this is really important. You think, okay, I got to do this. I got to work at this. No, don't work at it. Just play with it. Poke at it. Nudge it. Oh, can I find something to feel grateful for in this moment? Can I do it now? Can I do it now? So that you're not beating up on yourself. And when you notice that you're back in the old state, don't beat up on yourself. Just think, oh, okay, well, can I find something to be grateful for now? So it becomes this little flip-flop that you do inside yourself, and you're not insisting that you feel fantastic. You're just making the choice. Just making the choice, firing and wiring, firing and wiring, firing and wiring. It gets easier. Firing the new thought, wiring those synapses together. Yeah, it is strange. The negative stuff is only easy because you're used to doing it, Sandy. When you develop, you're just really good at feeling bad. So you can get really good at feeling good. That's all. We've just been programmed to feel bad because it keeps us disempowered, keeps us unhappy, all of that stuff. It's crazy. It is simple, but it's not easy because we get programmed to be miserable, right? And once you master it, even just a little bit, the emotional refractory period shortens. It does. It does. So you notice it. First you notice it, and it's time we stopped, it started to rain again. It's hilarious. Thank you, Gaia. Making a dry spot for me to live outside. Amy, I've just got time to say hi and bye. Enjoy the replay. You're a master of this. I know you are. You've been doing it for so long now. We do become a master. We start off going, oh, God, I'm pushing shit uphill. I can't do this. But with practice, you develop more strength in yourself and you get a better neural network about feeling happy. And just do it often, but little bits, little bites. And don't worry if you fail. What's important is the choice to practice. I love this stuff. Big love. What day is it? It's Wednesday, yeah. Thanks for jumping on late. I had such a fantastic time in the Heartfield. It was incredible. Transformation. Big love. I'll see you tomorrow morning at the usual time. Bye-bye.